Champions. I am your host, Rodney G.B. Clements. With me today from Northern New Jersey is Danielle Minetti. She's with BioScript, which is a specialty pharmacy across the nation. Good afternoon, Miss Danielle. How are you today?
I'm doing great, Rodney. Thank you for having me. And it's Biomatrix I'm with.
What did I say? I thought I said Biomatrix. I said something else.
Bioscript.
Sorry. Oh, I did. I used to work for BioScript. My apologies. Biomatrix, yes. My bad. Yes, we're both in the same industry, home infusion therapy. We've both been nurses about 30 years plus. And so I know we have a lot of stories that we could share, but today you want to talk to us about some of your experiences and maybe your YouTube channel and how you're working with people with chronic illnesses and diseases. So I'll let you talk about that a little bit. Go ahead and tell us about what you have going on, Danielle.
Well, I've been nursing for 30 years, and the biggest chunk of that has been with chronic illness patients getting infusions like IVIG predominantly. And over that period of time, I found that there was a huge information gap with what was out there and available as far as chronic illness that's covering the nuts and bolts of the illness, but simplified to the point where somebody like a patient or a family member or an advocate could understand it well enough. And it started with IVIG, and from there I created the YouTube channel Lucid Med, and I really focus on educating patients. It's mostly patient or disease sufferer facing. I do also have some information geared towards the providers that may be trying to help these patients as well. But it's been a year and a half, and the organic growth of this has been really excellent. I've reached a lot of people, and we're just continuing on that journey. So I'm very excited to see what 2024 brings in that respect.
That's so great you're helping people. I've done a lot of IVIG myself, and you could maybe elaborate or tell us a little bit about it. It comes from people's plasma, right? Most people either get it because they have an autoimmune disease of some sort, or maybe they have an immune deficiency disorder, right? And these are chronic, long-term conditions where patients will get this therapy every month or even more frequently. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
So IVIG stands for intravenous immunoglobulins, which is really just a really fancy way of saying antibodies. We all make them. Our immune system, the way it works is that as we get sick and then we recover, our body builds up a library of these antibodies. And sometimes with autoimmune disease, this system goes haywire, and the antibodies that people are making are starting to attack healthy tissue. So IVIG is a plasma derivative, which a lot of people don't necessarily know. They think it's, a manufactured or, just a drug that a pharma company is making, but it actually is, it's coming from human plasma. So routine whole blood donations, and then a portion of that blood is then separated out into plasma, and not everybody can donate for IVIG. So only a portion of whole blood donations will go to IVIG. And then it goes through a very, very long process of things like fractionation, where it separates out all of the IG components. So there's five antibody types. There's IgA, IgM, IgE, IgD, and IgG. IgG is what we're concerned about. So after it gets into production and goes through all of the processes that it goes through and winds up in the bottle, the way this helps is it really does two things. It floods the system with normal antibodies. So somebody with autoimmune conditions, it tells their system the normal healthy antibodies are here. You don't need to keep pumping out these abnormal antibodies. We're going to kind of take over. So the life cycle of an antibody in general is 21 days. So
Right.
after that, the antibody will start to, the IgG infused antibody or any antibody will start to die out. And then the body would start to ramp up production again of the abnormal ones. So this is why we infuse Ig every month or so, try and
Mhm.
stay ahead of that curve. The other component it has is it's an an excellent anti-inflammatory, has massive anti-inflammatory properties.
Yes. So can you tell us the name again of your YouTube channel and how that's helping people or how what they can get out of it so we can promote it for
So the channel is called Lucid Med, and it's the symbol or the logo is just a blue box with a white light bulb and a brain in it. And
you. Mhm.
there are many playlists in there about chronic illness, some geared more towards nursing and infusion. There's some fun stuff in there too, but I've covered many chronic illnesses at this point. So there's POTS and dysautonomia, there's the whole
Mhm.
IVIG series. There's myasthenia gravis, myositis, all of the
Mhm.
autoimmune conditions that a lot of my patients, peripheral neuropathy, small fiber neuropathy, which is gaining traction with IG. So this is a
Mhm.
big one, and that was a video that I also collaborated with one of my
Mhm.
colleagues on, Mike McClure. We felt that providers weren't quite sure how to get IVIG approved for their patients or what the steps were and what some of the pitfalls were. So we did a
Mhm.
video about that. And then we also covered the basics for any patient that
Mhm.
might be having these symptoms, but not quite sure if this could possibly be what it is.
That's great. Well, home infusion therapy is expanding across the country, as you know, rapidly. People are getting all the treatments they used to have to get at the hospital or infusion center in their homes now. And many of these diseases we can treat at home, almost all of them. So that is so great, Miss Danielle. Everything that you're doing, we're going to promote your YouTube channel, Lucid Med, and I really appreciate you coming and joining us this week at RN Champions. Let's stay in touch and get this information out. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks. Thank you.
All righty. Take care. Thanks.